So this was an opportunity that was identified by the Housing Service. They had an identified need to provide accommodation for families within the borough. The team were sending people to other boroughs and spending a lot on private rented accommodation. Within the property team, we had the skills and the capabilities to deliver these houses, and so we took the opportunity to do a direct development rather than partner with a private sector developer.
I grew up in this area. I grew up on this actual road, and it's a very family road. There's a big park down the road. There's lots of family housing, affordable social housing on the road. And it's a really nice road to live in. It's in close proximity to the town centre as well. This site itself were 6 garages. Only one was in use. For many years, the garages were empty. There's a plot of land behind it, lots of shrubbery, fly tipping into the land, a bit of an area where kids on their bikes might cycle, have a little look around, have a nose around the old garages. Not a very nice plot of land for the houses opposite to look at. So it was a surplus site, small site, quite difficult to develop.
We've designed a south-facing façade to cope passively with the warming climate. For example, the window proportions have been designed to let in lots of daylight, but not too much heat. At the same time, we've incorporated these Brise-soleils that cut out the high sun angles, reducing the amount of heat that enters a building.
Watford needed homes for 100% affordable homes. At the moment, these homes are used for temporary housing, and the homes needed to perform in 2 ways. Initially, we have a large loft space that people can use for extra storage. People often need that when they're homeless or they're travelling with all their belongings. In the future, if Watford needs 4-bed homes, these have been constructed in a way that they can be easily adapted without many structural implications into 4 beds. So they're currently 3 beds, 6 people, they'll be 4 bed, 8 people. As part of Watford's proactive approach to the brief, we looked at HQM, Home Quality Mark. This is a simple 5-star rating that accredits things such as well-being, sustainability, etc. The homes reached 4 stars, and that included adding a car charging point, which you can see. Just inside the front door on the left, there is 2 spaces to hang bikes, which is part of the well-being accreditation. And the walls and the thermal envelope are very high U values to make sure that you reach the sustainability credits.
So there's quite a lot of elements that need to be accommodated in the front of these houses. There's the bin stores, meter boxes, lighting, canopies and so on. And we try to do that in a very deliberate way, and at the same time use that as an opportunity to introduce different materials, different textures, which adds interest and variety at the front of the buildings.
I've been here over 3 months now, and I found the house really nice, and it's really spacious and airy. The living room is the width of the house and the size of the whole house, so it's very big. And I particularly like the way the kitchen is separate from the rest of the house, which is really nice. I will have to move on from here eventually. It would be a shame because it's such a beautiful house.
You know, we tend to, I think all architects tend to get very excited and start from first principles, design buildings from scratch. Actually, there's a lot of sense, a lot of merit in taking those designs, replicating and evolving them and making them better from site to site. And I think there's a lot of sense in solving those problems across different local authorities.
The homes have been designed to really simple form and proportions. That means that in a lot of infill sites that Watford have available, they're able to replicate this design without too much change in the actual layout. It will be more about how they're positioned on the site and how their gardens work.
As a council, we were spending 1.1 million on housing families in temporary accommodation, quite often outside of the area and in substandard housing. We made a decision to invest in housing in Watford and build our own and purchase our own stock. And schemes like this at Riverside Road is one example of where we've invested capital, provided really good quality housing at affordable rates, and are now spending less than 40,000 a year.
This is the evidence that we can actually be trusted with monies to deliver housing within the borough.